7 News, Chicago's #1 news. With Kathy Brock, Alan Krzyzewski, weather with meteorologist Jerry Tad, and sports with Jim Rose. This is ABC 7 News at 6.
An estimated 400,000 people participated in the rally for immigration rights in Chicago's Grant Park. It was a peaceful show of unity and support and a demonstration against a proposed bill to crack down on illegal immigration. The day started with thousands of people marching from Union Park on Chicago's west side through downtown. They filled the streets for almost 3 hours. Good evening, everyone. The rally just about over now, but it was a massive demonstration.
We have a number of reports for you this evening. Our Rob Johnson is looking at the commute headed home. Ben Bradley live up in Chopper 7 HD. But first, let's go to Charles Thomas. He's live at that rally in Grant Park. Charles.
Alan, Kathy, from a security standpoint, perhaps the most remarkable fact about this huge is that Chicago police report that no one has been arrested in any related activity. At this hour, only a few demonstrators remain here at Grant Park after an event that should be remembered for a long time. A police commander called it the largest political demonstration in Chicago's modern history. The 400,000 who marched today to protest a punitive immigration bill pending in Congress and to push for what they call comprehensive immigration reform.
What we want is a comprehensive, fair, just, compassionate immigration system, and we will not rest until we do it.
The throng began assembling at mid-morning at Union Park on the near west side.
There is no reason why we cannot have one America that is diverse, that comes from different cultures and different ethnic groups, but joins together in a common purpose.
Their march snaked for miles through the loop into Grant Park, where at least 50,000 more demonstrators waited. They chanted, "Tise puedes," or "Yes, we can." They included 59-year-old Mauro Sanchez, who immigrated from Mexico 47 years ago.
The Americans got to learn we got to get together. We have to be together. It's a must. Everybody is human.
While Mexican immigrants and their descendants made up most of the crowd, there were dozens of national origins represented here, people who share a deep concern that illegal immigration might be criminalized.
I think it's important to show support for the immigrants. My father's an immigrant, and if the legislation that Bush is trying to pass goes through, it's going to cause a lot of problems.
Oremos juntos en el nombre del Padre, del Hijo y del Espíritu Santo. Amén. Amén.
The list of speakers at Grant Park included Cardinal Francis George. Most of the marchers, who had walked several miles to get here, did not stay for the entire program in the park, much to the delight of Chicago police.
It was a very peaceful march, very well organized, and I think a lot of that has to do with the cooperation that the march organizers gave us.
Now, Congressman Luis Gutierrez told me that the activism here is far from the end of this episode over immigration rights. He predicts more events this summer and says that the energy will carry on into the fall election season. Reporting live from Grant Park, Charles Thomas, ABC 7 News. Alan, Kathy, back to you.
Okay, Charles, thanks. Ben Bradley's been up in our Chopper 7 HD all day long. Ben, as the crowd begins to thin out a bit, what's it look like from up there?
Well, Alan, within the last minute or so, the music just ended, and the last of the stragglers are packing up and heading home. The high-def picture so clear you can almost count them. About 73 people left in Grant Park by my count. The exodus, as Charles alluded to, has been staggered over the last couple of hours, and the result of that is a relatively normal end to the evening rush. The crowd, in fact, cleared so quickly that even Columbus Drive is back open right now. We actually just buzzed the buildings in the loop, and the extra foot traffic that we've been seeing over the last several hours is not even slowing down traffic downtown any longer. Hopefully the extra trains and buses from the CTA and Metro mean people won't be packed in like sardines for the trip home, but certainly nobody could have predicted an onslaught of 400,000 demonstrators on a workday could have ended this quietly. Live over Grant Park in Chopper 7 HD, Ben Bradley, ABC 7 News. Kathy?
Okay, Ben, thank you. And because so many people left the rally early today, the ride home may be a lot easier than expected for commuters tonight. ABC 7's Rob Johnson's live with more on that part of the story. Rob?
Kathy, we're just about 2 blocks from Grant Park, and about 2 hours ago here at Roosevelt and Wabash, it was packed. In fact, it took our crew about 45 minutes to go just 12 to 14 blocks here. But it didn't matter if you were driving your own vehicle, riding the L, or riding a bus. Patience was a necessity. The post-rally rush to get home turned into a sea of cars, buses, and L trains. Hundreds of thousands of people putting additional stress on an always crowded transit system. Some of those in cars had forgotten about today's huge event until it was too late.
It was terrible.
How bad?
It's congested. I've been 30 minutes late coming in, and I'm about 30 minutes late getting where I need to be.
How's the traffic been?
Awful. I'm coming from Naperville, Warrenville, and it would probably take me a good 35 minutes to get here if I'm doing 80. And it's taken, so far it's been an hour and a half.
The L platforms were packed well before the evening rush. For rally attendees like Manuel Cortez, a little gridlock on the third rail is a small inconvenience to support the cause. How long do you think it's going to take you to get to where you need to go tonight?
About 40 minutes, maybe an hour.
And normally it takes
like 25. Yeah.
Was it worth it, though?
Yeah, of course. It was for the right cause.
And in just about every direction, buses were stacked one behind the other, which means for Jason Jefferson, tonight's trip back to the South Side will be painstaking.
Man, actually, it took us pretty long to get out here, you know what I'm saying, 45 minutes.